Hello, darling. Yes, it's been a while, hasn't it? So much so that I can't really remember how this match goes, but I think that shouldn't really be much of a surprise at this point, because this has happened several times, hasn't it? Let's be honest. But it was another game against goblins, and I figured, who wants to see that? 2 matches on the bounce. So yeah, here's some highlights. It went rather badly, let's be honest, at the beginning. Like a very shoddy low-budget gay porno, the ball handling was absolutely ridiculous and poor, to say the least. Somehow we still managed to squeeze a first half try, I believe. Touchdown? See, it's been that long I can't even remember what poxy sport it is, and I've also forgotten how to speak into this thing, so yes, you'll have to bear with me while I try and remember how to do this. I shall explain more shortly. But, say, second half, things picked up. Plenty of touchdowns for us. And my first interception, which is wonderful. Can't say as I think I've ever done that in the board game or otherwise, so that was cracking. Much appreciated. 2-0. Can't say fairer than that. Robert's your uncle's brother. Uncle's brother? No, dad's brother. Is your uncle. There we go. See, don't try to use things like that, because it never works. Skill up. Pretty standard for the gutter runner, got a double for the lineman, and deliberated over that for God knows how long. Do I take a mutation? Do I take something else? Any old skill on a double, obviously. In the end, went with guard, because I think the ability to assist in tackle zones seemed quite good for the line of scrimmage, so at least he knows where he's going to be in future. Right down the front, getting punched, so that probably means he'll die in this one. And yeah, there we go. We were wondering what the Khemri were. As it turns out, they're some sort of Egyptian mummy-based things. Although their logo looks suspiciously like Ophidian from the Assyrian Portal, or latterly the Assyrian Portal, now Solo and Evil. If you follow Chikara Wrestling, you probably you know this already. If you don't, you probably should, because it's entertaining. It's mental, batshit, but not shit at the same time. Good fun. So yeah, it's time for the usual first half bullshit, and I'll keep this going for as long as I can. So with news and updates, as this has been a fucking long while since I've done any of this. I could come up with a ton of excuses, and there aren't really any, although there are several reasons. I was after my kind of anniversary special, I realised, rapidly approaching, I was to be my friend's best man at his wedding, which is obviously a trade's descriptions, because clearly I'm not the best man for any sort of situation, unless you want some sort of human shield or doorstop draft excluder. Although I do make quite a nice cup of tea, so that's, I don't know. For any of those purposes, you could argue, yes, best man. For this, probably not. So yeah, I think, and what with all my regular, usual well-documented mixed bag of mental neuroses, that really weighed on my mind and kind of prevented me from doing pretty much anything. It was weird. It wasn't really the speech or the pressure. I don't know. It's so tricky to kind of put a finger on what it actually was, but it was just, I don't know. It kind of crippled me from kind of doing anything kind of creative, or, well, if you can. It's debatable whether you could call this creative, but doing anything like this and just sort of making the time to record, I don't know, it was just weighing sort of so heavily on my mind, it just sort of strangled everything else. So it kind of carried on that way until kind of when was it before? Like, it was on the Saturday, I think on the Wednesday beforehand. Finished the speech, there was me sitting down. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Not that it matters. Why do you care? Sitting there thinking, right, good, do it this morning. I've got like 5, 6 hours before work. I want to late, fuck it, let's crack this out. And I did it in an hour. I just think, what the fuck was I really all that worried about? Although that wasn't the main thing. Why was that, why was that weighing down on me quite so heavily? Because it was, it worked, and it went well, I have to say. I'm absolutely rubbish at doing that kind of to an audience delivery. It really isn't my forte, public speaking. This I can get away with. I can ramble and prattle because no one has to look at me. I've not got, as I did on the day, several hundred pairs of eyes kind of, you know, all on me, willing me to finish, so that, you know, or in my mind anyway, willing me to finish so they can crack on and actually, you know, start drinking and eating and all that kind of thing. So yeah, this is relatively easy, although, as I say, the content probably isn't any better than it was on the day, but I can manage it better. Less pressure, I suppose. This is something, I was going to say, this is something I actually want to do, as opposed to be, you know, accept the honour of being somebody's best man. I suppose, yes, I did want to do it, but I don't know. I think, again, as most people, I was very glad that it was done and dusted and finished. And yeah, and it went well. I got some compliments from loads of randoms that I don't know, I've never met and probably never will again. But yeah, people seem to like it. So, and again, the groom seemed to like it. So that was pretty much the only box I had to tick. Let's be honest. As long as he liked it, didn't want to kill me afterwards. We're done. Splendid. So yeah, so I had that. Oh fuck me! Did I actually have the whole? Oh yeah, pre that, obviously we had the stag do, and I got absolutely royally fucked, and not in a good way. Playing dodgeball, tore my calf muscle, which wasn't fun. So I was just thoroughly miserable off the back of that, and that took like the best part of a month to sort itself out, and physio and fuck knows what. So yeah, that wasn't fun either. That I had that on my mind. That was done and dusted. Say then the wedding, post that. Well, fuck me, like, how much has been going on since I've done this? When was it? When was my anniversary? Forget on this, it was May time, wasn't it? I think. Quite possibly. Yeah, got engaged myself to my wonderful other half, and very, very literally, well, not literally your other half, but yeah, in the spiritual and romantic sense, other half. Well, I've been missing all this time, God bless her. We did some cook, serve, delicious, and obviously that's what that's what brought us closer together. A couple that games together, stays together, clearly. So yeah, so she was mental enough to say yes, and I've kind of been in some sort of delirious, happy funk ever since. So that's possibly kind of contributed to this, and that's in no way a criticism. It's one of those things. It's like most relationships, the minute you kind of get together, you know, you're happy, you eat more, so you're kind of putting on that happy weight. So yeah, so I'm a fucking horribly chunky mess at this point, but a happy one. So, you know, and again, it's not like she hasn't been absurdly supportive of this random YouTube endeavour, because she's been incredible, and has been kind of like, oh, you know, you've not done any videos for a while, like, you feeling like doing some more, and, you know, oh, do you need time to, you know, quite happy like not seeing you for an evening if it means you get more of this done. And yeah, I don't know, so I guess it's kind of all my little mental things have kind of snowballed from there, where then I think it's everything that I have ever done, I've got to that point where I've achieved it, or I've done it, or I've hit some sort of mental checkpoint or goal, or however you want to look at it. Not one that I've actually set. Like, obviously I wanted to finish a year's worth of content and see how I stood. Did I still enjoy it? Did I want to sort of crack on, keep up? Did I want to sort of go for some sort of partnership, you know, to try and, I know there's the pot is ever shrinking for YouTube, the YouTube monies, but, you know, is something like that something that I want to do? Is that a step, you know, that I want to, obviously I wanted to get a portfolio together that, in that kind of sense, actually have some content that then proved that I could actually get some views, and then it would be worth putting some adverts on, I'd be worth partnering with. That was a goal, but yeah, it's a random one. There's all these kind of little things that, when I hit that year and put the new channel trailer and what have I learnt this past year, sort of the last 2 videos up, sort of chronologically, you think, I don't know, maybe there was a point where I'm thinking, yeah, you've kind of done it now, like you said you wanted to do it. You know, you know, again, no great measure of success, but you've put up, you planned to do 1 video a week kind of thing, and you ended up doing nearly 2 kind of on average, sort of double that. So that went pretty well. Like you've grown, you were happy with how it went. So why not continue? But I think there's like obviously a little bit of me that's like, well, you know, you're done, you've achieved that, rest on your laurels, and you just, I don't know. There's all those weird little mental things that kind of stifle and nay kill creativity. Obviously, as I say, it's been a massive gap. You could drive several buses sideways through between the last video and this one, so yes, I can't really. And again, at the same time, there's no laurels to rest on, let's be honest, because it's not like you've hit 1 million followers and you can kind of quit your job and put your feet up, because, you know, you've just been doing something for a year. Well done. Like, on that kind of front, you've not, in a way, really done anything. But at the same time, yes, you need to sort of celebrate what you've done. And I did. It's just, it's sort of kind of taken me this long to get back, and sort of much of the old adage of, like, if you don't shag for too long, your fanny heels up, like your cock drops off, that kind of deal. It's probably the same kind of thing. Like once you're in the grace, that's the weirdest tangent. Probably not the weirdest tangent I've ever gone on, but that is a very weird analogy to draw. Much the same. Use it or lose it, I guess. It's kind of where I'd not done something, not clicked, recalled, not sort of opened up Vegas to get editing. Do you know what I mean? You kind of lose that. You lose that muscle memory, that itch to kind of to progress and to keep going. So yeah, a kind of any sort of little gap like that, especially when it's me and how my brain works, kind of makes sense really. I should have seen it coming. There'd have been a little lull in the in proceedings. But yeah, I think it's looking through what I have done, and obviously editing that channel trailer, everything really did sort of make me think, you've actually, you know, and I'm definitely not one to toot my own horn, as it were, but to actually look back through some of it, to find the clips and everything, I was sort of, in the least kind of egotistical way, believe me, I was kind of actually looking through them and thinking, these are all right, actually, they're not bad, you've actually done something that's quite entertaining. Like, they sort of made me chuckle after sort of a big gap of seeing them. And again, some of them were quite awkward to go back and watch, because you just think, oh fuck me, like I'm better than that, surely. Like, or even if it was purely on the editing front, I've done a little bit better than that since then. Yeah, but that's the thing, you learn and you grow. But it's kind of made me look, and certainly I think, yeah, Skyrim, God bless it, is somewhat to blame, because I think throughout, obviously I had some time off work with my calf because it was ruined, and while I'm off you'd think, yeah, you could have been editing, you could have been doing this, that and the other, but then you think, yeah, you've got the wedding coming up, as previously mentioned, and I think I just went absolutely ham on Skyrim and kind of just fired that back up again, and anyone that's played it will know that shit eats time and your social life and fuck knows what, so it's like every free hour was on that, and it's, if I had kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to think how much I did have when I stopped playing. If I had, say, for example, like 300 hours on Skyrim, by the you know, when I fired it back up again, I've fucking got 600 now. Like, it's just absurd, and that's just kind of destroyed any and all sort of creativity. I was sort of ferociously RPing kind of and enjoying it more than I did the first time round. So that kind of destroyed a lot of things as well. So it's kind of, I am gradually getting back into sort of the PC mindset, though not the PC Master Race mindset, because that's slightly bigoted and one-sided. You know, play what you want to play on what format you wish to play it, motherfucker. Yes, I'm very open-minded on that. But yeah, so getting back on it, and then looking at like my Steam library and thinking, I don't even remember buying half these, and thinking, oh yeah, actually that looks interesting. Why am I not playing and recording that? It kind of fired me up and inspired me to think, you know, why are you kind of sitting around on this footage, and I finished up Rogue Trooper and all the kind of other little bits and pieces I'd done, you could just, with very minimal kind of time and effort, you can finish these series up and fucking crack on and play these. Look how good these are. I've got games I got from Christmas that I've not touched yet. I've got stuff from my birthday in June that I've not touched yet. Like, it's mental. Like, when you think I've got all this stuff that I've just really, really wanted to play, and you think you've just kind of sat on it and done next to nothing with it, and that's a real shame. So say not, you know, if not thinking that these are going to be some kind of magnum opuses or opie, I don't know what the plural would be, you know, for you all to feast your eyes on and love and enjoy. But you know, fuck, like the majority of this, the only reason really I've sort of started doing this is for my benefit, in the in a lovely egotistical fashion. But yeah, it is, isn't it? Like, because no one really is watching these at this point. Just people I know. Occasionally, when I pester them often enough, they sort of have a look. But to actually crack on and get some enjoyment out of this for myself, do you know what I mean? Back in, I think that's probably with what I took from Skyrim. I was kind of playing Skyrim a different way to how I've played it before, rather than just going super OP and trying to be all things in every character. I was just thinking, well, no, I'll do like a thief build. Do you know what I mean? And just do the thieves quest and do all the kind of sneaky shit, and then like, just if you want to do something else, make it. You know, I just made some sort of armoured fucking two-handed weapon sort of orc bastard and just did all the companion stuff. Do you know what I mean? Break the game down and do bits separately and kind of have a mindset to it. Like, that really seemed to work for me. It really fired kind of my imagination up and made me want to play. So kind of much the same with looking at my queue. Just all the big stack of sort of physical discs I ended up getting, like from friends and family. You just think there's shit there that you actually want to play, so why the hell aren't you? Like, you know, crack on with this. So it's good that I've kind of reached that point, because it's kind of dragged me back here behind this decidedly fat microphone to actually sort of talk and say things and try and remember how to do all this. And yeah, it's a very strange sort of hobby, I guess, if you call it a hobby even. I don't know, I would, I suppose. But it works. I don't know, I think I've covered it on several things, but it works on several levels. I think I enjoy it because I enjoy gaming, and I enjoy it because I think it's doing something very positive for me mentally. I think it's kind of getting me even on even getting me on every level. I think kind of getting me used to speaking and speaking my mind and thinking that what you have to say is actually worth listening to. So progress for me, debatable whether that's good for you. I don't know. If you're listening to this, you've got this far. What's this? Nearly 20 minutes into a video where, you know, these days, what do the kids want? They don't want 20-minute videos. They want 3-minute ones with lots of memes and swearing and I don't know, something. Do they? I don't know. See, that's a fact. I don't know what they want. So how am I going to market this shit? Answer: I don't market this shit to anybody. I just crack on, do what I'm doing, enjoy it for the lols, and see where it takes me. So there you go. There's your answer. Not that anyone was asking. So that's the thing. At this point, I could probably commentate on the game, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So I did watch it very, very briefly, kind of just to sort of get a rough idea of what went where and what happened. Because obviously these are like new... oh, fuck me. Oh well, at least it's no long-term effect. Poor chap. But yeah, it's... I've no idea how this sort of ended. I sort of looked at the little breaks in the footage to see what was what and how we got here. And other than that, cracked on. As I say, I've never fought these before. I don't remember these being in. I think the undead team was all things to all people. It just had all these mummy bastards and skeletons and zombies and all that kind of shit. Everything was in one team, so I suppose it makes sense to them to split it up, but I've absolutely no idea who. Is it Kemry or Keremy? I don't know. I don't even know what they're fucking called. Something like that. It begins with a KH. All those arseholes. Yeah, they didn't exist back when, way back when I was actually some sort of Games Workshop devotee, way back in the mists of time, when I was a sweaty wee youth, without a beard, nothing on my chin, save food, misplaced. But yes, as you can tell, I'm fucking well out of practice for this shit. So yeah, I kind of, that's about, I don't know, where was I up to? Life. Covered all that, did that, got engaged. Did I gloss over that, or did I make that seem as much of the big fucking deal that it really is? Because I never thought I'd be in the position to do that. You know, I've kind of sort of felt like I have, and sort of, yeah, I can see that happening with this person or that person, but at the risk of it turning into some sort of, what would be the word? I don't know. Over, what's the word? No, what's the, fuck. Dig for it, what's the word? Not burdening, what's the word? I don't know, where you just fucking spill your guts on shit. You know, all that kind of thing. At the risk of it becoming that, although it doesn't really matter if it is, does it? You know, at the risk of that, it's something that I never thought I'd achieve. That I never thought anyone... Well, I suppose the vast majority of that was tied to no fucking self-worth and thinking no one is ever going to actually want that from me, as opposed to me being in any position to give it. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, nicely done. You know, that kind of deal. So it's one of those things, like, we've known each other for the longest time, but not been together or in a position, you know. And again, it's always been like, oh well, you know, neither of us are in the right place for this to happen. And kind of when it finally has all fallen into place, you know, if it had have happened sooner, we wouldn't be the people we are now, so it probably wouldn't work. I'm sort of a fairly firm believer in that. You know what I mean? It's kind of things, not unnecessary. No, yeah, I suppose, yeah, everything happens for a reason, but like at the same time, you know, you need to sort of grow and reach a certain place before I think you're ready for all that. Like, you can think that you're ready, but I think it's only, you feel that you know, if that makes sense. You feel it, you know that you're ready. It's not something that people can, anyone can tell you, or, you know, you can try and convince yourself, but if it's not a thing, then, you know, fucking hell, come on, you bastard. Okay, fair play. You know. So anyway, random shit. Done and dusted. Yeah, but very happy, actually. Been a good, you know, again, and like the what was it, the wedding shit. Not saying I didn't want to do any of that, I've covered that, but just the fact of, didn't think I was capable, do you know what I mean? Getting up in front of a big group of people that, you know, fair play, you can easily say, well, you're never going to see these people again, or the majority of them anyway, so, you know, what does it matter? And the ones that don't mind, and kind of, you could get up there and completely fuck it up and they wouldn't care, do you know what I mean? The people that really matter to you, so that wouldn't make any odds, so why are you worrying? But saying why are you worrying to me is just an absurd sentence that doesn't really justify the means, because I fucking worry about everything. That's how it goes. It's like at this point thinking, talking shit now, like, you kind of, why make your videos half an hour long if you haven't got enough to fill half an hour? But I don't know, I think it's if I just sit there and think, yeah, I just think maybe that's it. There's kind of it's a daunting time frame. I knew it was kind of 30 minutes, and whereas before, prior to the break, like, I kind of seemed to that was no problem. I could bash out a video double quick time. Like, there was some weeks I was doing sort of 5-6 videos, and you just think you're churning them out. Like, so what are you, you know, where's the worry? What are you stressing over? But maybe it's thinking, oh, you know, your first video back, well, it's going to be half an hour. You know, are you prepared for that kind of thing? Maybe it's like a little mental block that's been my wonderful brain puts in place, thinking, oh, well, you know, you could still, you've got that video to do, it's your first one, but it's going to be shit, because you can't think of bollock all to say. But I think it's getting back on the bike and thinking, well, you either crack on and do it, get that one out of the way, kind of like your first shag, maybe. I don't know, maybe it's, you know, it's probably going to be shit. You know, it's not going to be the amazing experience that maybe you think it is. I don't know, or it's kind of implied that it will be, you know, through media and all that kind of thing. So, you know, just accept that it probably will be a little bit naff, and it's kind of supposed to be a little bit naff, really, because, you know, first time for everything, first time for everyone. Fucking hell, go on, son. Triple dodge, love it. So just crack on and do it, and I think that's probably my mentality for this. I've kind of got an empty house, so no one's judging, no one's earwigging. What the fuck's going on there? Over there, you twat. That one. Watch this not work. Go on. Yeah, there you go. Won't going to happen twice. You know, so, yeah, crack on and do it. Get it done. And then you can, so in a way, in a very kind way, this is just me saying this one's probably going to be a bit naff, and it might, yeah, maybe it'll get better, maybe it won't. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, so we'll if you can somehow find it in your hearts to forgive me, then that would be wonderful. I'm sure with a different game and different, with more, once I'm a little bit warmed up, a little bit lubed up, I'm sure the flow will return. So it's one of those sort of bear with me moments. For those of you that are still here, obviously I don't believe anyone unsubscribed over the course of my sort of hiatus, but there you go. For those that have stuck by, thank you very much. It's very kind. I realise that in a way you're not really losing anything by not, you know, I suppose it's the kind of the protest vote of like, oh fuck me, he's not done any videos, bollocks. But by staying subscribed and I'm not doing anything, not really losing anything, are you? Unless it's kind of a weird, one of those sort of moments where you think I need an even number of people that I follow or something. In which case, if I've been that one that you've had to remove for the sake of that, then I kind of get that. I'm a little bit strange when it comes to things like that. When it comes to Twitter followers and things like that, it's like, oh, I can't be following more people than follow me. I don't know. Is that particularly vain? I don't know. Is that a vain and needy thing to admit? I don't know. I think it's more just looking at the numbers. I think that number should be smaller than that one. So maybe that's the thing. And if that's the case, that's fine. I completely understand. But yeah, if you're still here and you're still listening, and you've not, you know, fucking stuck it on mute, or you've skipped to the end to see the result, then God bless you. God bless you, Governor. Hopefully, as I say, we can move and grow together. I think that's kind of been the, what's the word? Sort of motto, unofficial motto of the channel. I think as well it doesn't help. I've been watching an absolute, with being off and having various time. Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah. I'm kind of forgetting a fairly, you know, had me. Well, that wasn't an operation. Had physio and stuff for me leg, and then a scheduled operation I've had. So obviously, well, not obviously because you don't know about it, but been off for that. Had another couple of weeks off to recover from that. So I've had plenty of time to kind of sit around and think about things and not edit videos, clearly. So that's been wildly productive. But in the meantime, I've watched an absolute butt ton of Twitch and can kind of see why that is kind of why Twitch is the new YouTube, if that makes a lot of sense, because there's kind of that minimal. As much as I do actually, for, you know, as weird as it may seem, do quite enjoy sort of the editing process and putting the videos up and all that kind of deal. That to me I enjoy, so I don't think I will knock that on the head, but I think whole medium of Twitch, I do kind of enjoy, because I think, as ably demonstrated by this voiceover, I seem to work a little bit better when I've got somebody to bounce off. Kind of if I run out of shit to talk about, stuff just gets really kind of strung out, and tangents are gone on that don't lead anywhere, don't achieve anything, and aren't wildly fun or informative. So it's a curious one. So I can kind of see that, you know, having an audience with something like with Twitch, with streaming, like it makes sense. You've got someone, you don't have to type to respond, so all you need to do is reply, you know, verbally. So that kind of works, assuming you have an audience to talk to, obviously. But at the same time, if you're doing that, but you're playing a game that you think that's probably better suited to streaming and watching live than it is to be episodic and cut up and put on YouTube, then you can just play it anyway. And if anyone that follows you, that knows you through this or through, you know, whatever, it's kind of the new television, or it certainly is for me, because you think, as a gamer, you think that it's a gaming fucking colossal gaming service, so it's absolutely any game. Well, not every game, obviously, because people have to be streaming it, and fuck knows if I was streaming it. God only knows what I would be streaming. If the content of this channel is anything to go by, it's going to be random shit that no one will watch anyway. Old obscure stuff. But at the same time, it's really appealed. So it's kind of made me think, maybe that's a next step, and that can go hand in hand with the whole YouTube business, and kind of, you know, say games that are suitable to stream, and then have highlights on the channel, and games that are a bit more episodic stick on YouTube, and you can kind of cross promote. Get me? Self-promotion being my absolute no. You know, I'm completely incapable of doing it. But hopefully it's something I will get better at, and you know, believe a little more in what I'm doing and crack on. But yeah, so hopefully then, obviously that means I'm gonna, although the PC I have is quite tasty and adequate in one respect, yeah, for streaming probably not. So, you know, I'm gonna be slowly adding to the Twitch pot, and getting a new giant beast of a PC at some point, I would imagine, and then we'll maybe move into that sort of pasture, get something that's kind of future-proof for a little bit, and that'll kind of hopefully say this will improve, the quality of the footage and everything will improve, because the hardware will be better, and obviously and then say with now with added Twitch, that might be splendid too. It's a journey that maybe well, oh, you fucking bastards, didn't you? Oh, honestly. You know, a journey that hopefully you would want to join me on. Good ship Twitch. Say, it's sod's law, just as I started doing this, Twitch became the new YouTube. And I'm kind of stranded here on a medium that's kind of with dwindling. You know, you want to make that YouTube money, make a YouTube career. Oh shit, there isn't one. Or, you know, unless you've already got one, tough tits, because it's kind of a closed shop, unless you're completely mentally sound and confident and that kind of person, and I'm clearly not. But who knows, if we can grow in ourselves and of our channel, then maybe the future will be our lobster. But yeah, so yes, anyway, match over, 2-0, splendid. We're at Ogre Advanced, which is absolutely tasty. Obviously I was hoping for Claw or something, block maybe, something ridiculous, but I've just got a random thing. Can only have strength skills, so again, guard, probably a ridiculous choice, but there you go. So we've got one guy on each side now that can guard, so that seems like a logical kind of balanced thing to do. Who knows? So yeah, next up, more necromantic shenanigans. So yeah, dead, 2 games running, splendid. So we'll run through that, maybe more highlights afterwards depending on who else goes through to the knockout stage. But there we go. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Done it. There's the team, there's the lads, here's us all together again. Thank you for listening.